on out, everybody, to another edition of Vinyl Hall here on the Living Deadwax channel. Tyler, how are you doing tonight? You ready to show off some new stuff?
I'm always doing good, man. I'm always looking to show off the stupid shit that I and we have, managed to find and spend sometimes too much money on and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm always stoked to kind of show that off and just show how stupid we are.
Very cool. Yeah, me too. Living
Yeah,
the dream. Living the dream.
yeah, exactly.
I got a decent stack, not as big as last time. Hasn't been as long as last time. Amazon had a pretty nice sale, so I got a few things there.
Ooh, all right.
A few other maybe surprise things and some stuff that we got together
Ooh, shit.
over the last weekend or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to kick us off,
Okay.
go right ahead.
I'll do it. I'll do it. All right. So, uh, Ty mentioned these to me before we signed on here, and he acted like I forgot. Like I didn't remember that I had these, and obviously I did. So something I do. So we already talked about that in our previous video, or 2 videos ago.
Van
That
Halen ranking.
the Van Halen ranking. Hell yeah, go check it out and go see some controversy. Um, so we talked about there. So I'm a big Van Halen fan, obviously, and at this point, I have everything that's going to be kind of able to get, I guess, right? Until they start doing represses or whatever, and I'm never going to spend the money for OG's copies of Carnal Knowledge or Balance or anything like that. So like whatever.
Yeah.
So something that is affordable that you can come across quite often still, semi often, is singles. So I got a bunch of Van Halen singles here, or Van Halen adjacent singles as well. So just the adjacents, I'll get some of those going here. So Sammy came across some of those singles here for like $1 a piece or so. So this is for the record from 88, right? 87. Okay. So it's his last Geffen record. So got Give It to Live. And then you also got Eagles Fly, which obviously Eagles Fly is the big old song that Van Halen would actually play. Both these actually it's a pretty cool record. It's kick-ass songs because Eddie actually produced it and he played on all the record. So a lot of this is just Van Halen and Van Halen.
Yeah.
So super stoked to find these. They're really nice. Picture sleeves obviously are preferred at this point because we do kind of come across these are brand new. These were never played. We come across Van Halen raw 7 inches, not every day, but often enough. So at this point, I'm just getting picture sleeves. So I'm not going to do anything if it doesn't have a picture sleeve at this point. Mm-hmm. And these were minty. Really into that. Yeah. So stoked I got that. And then Winner Take All from Over the Top. Also got that one.
Cool. That's a cool one.
That is pretty sick. So got that. Yeah. I also have there's a Columbia record. This is brand new as well. So I also have I forget what it is. I mean, it's the Red Rocker single or whatever. It's actually on red vinyl. That's from like 1982, 83, something like that. But it's red, and gotcha. I think that was in a big tote that you and I maybe stole from Zia 12 years ago.
Yeah, it's loose. Maybe not.
Yeah, we might have stolen it. We might not have. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been a weird donation deal is what I think it kind of happened there, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, we were young and dumb and it's fine. The other one I got, Just Like Paradise. So that first Dave record. Cover. Yeah, he's looking real good. So I'm not a huge Roth solo record, but the first record obviously is the big one. And Just Like Paradise is one of the big singles off the record. So you got Steve Vai on there, you got Billy Sheehan, you got Dave, you got where do you look? And the drummer is also a fucking dude too. So it's a whole band of all-stars. So got that. Also, again, cool picture sleeve, nice picture sleeve, and minty. So very cool. And then the last one I got for Van Halen for the singles. Did not know what this was initially, but stoked I grabbed it because I saw Dreams. And I was like, I think I already have the Dream single. I don't have a picture disc for it. Or maybe I do have the sleeve for it. Picture sleeve. But looking a little closely, it's backed with Judgment Day, which is not on 5150. So what that means is this is not from that record. And so looking closely, it tells you it's a live edit, and it's from the Right Here, Right Now release in 93. So that's pretty sick. This is the only vinyl out there for it. They never obviously released it on vinyl. So this is the only single from it. There's no picture sleeve to go along with this. This is the only way you're going to find it. So I was very okay buying this one. And this was also still only like $3 or $4 maybe, I think. So I think actually most of these were $2. And that was like
I'm not big into the single game like you. When did they start putting barcodes on the label?
So I believe all of these actually do have barcodes on them. So these are all from 88, 87. Yeah, they all have barcodes. I want to say probably about when they put barcodes on the LPs. Okay. So like, is that 83? Maybe?
Yeah, so like
whenever that is.
Got you.
Something like that. Okay. Yeah, we've looked at it before. So I'm assuming coming somewhere around there. I just don't think maybe when you see it, you don't notice it very, very, very much. Because I don't think they do it anymore. So if you buy any like new 7-inch singles, no barcode, I would assume, on there. But from the time, especially when they were going to get pieced out and sold off in picture sleeves, but also sold off in just white sleeves or whatever, planes, I think that's where the kind of comes into play. So anyway, got all the singles here. So got some Sammy, some Van Halen, and some Dave. So there you go. Love it. You're only buying weird shit now. This is about the weird shit I'm getting.
You need some Gary Cherone or Extreme singles now. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think Gary Cherone has solo singles out there. I mean, I would be into it if he did, I suppose. You might. I don't think he does, though, actually, is the thing. Okay. But if we find them, I will buy them, and that'll be fine. That'll be good. If we get some Extreme singles, I'm sure they're definitely out there. But to my knowledge, we have not seen any Extreme singles. So if I do see them, we'll go ahead and grab them. Get the Van Halen adjacent, singles going.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else you want to?
I got more. You want to run through them? All right.
Yeah, just keep going. You don't have to. You don't gotta go lightning around, but.
All right, it's fine. So Tyne also went back to the Record High. That was what it was. Record High is a cool boutique place that has a lot of cool shit here in Phoenix. If you're local, go check it out. They have a lot of audiophile stuff. They have a lot of jazz. They have a little jazz room and things that we are not smart enough to understand. And then we just look at obviously the basic pop rock metal, just dumb dude stuff. And so we come across some stuff, and I came across an Alistair record, Last Stop Suburbia. This is from 2014 on Drive-Thru. Got this for $12. I know about Alistair just very, 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 vaguely, because they're an early Drive-Thru Records band from the early 2000s, pop punk, whatever. So it's a 2014 pressing of it, and looked it up, and it's not cheap. This is like, I guess, $75 bill or something or other. So like for $12, and I know they're a big deal to certain people, I'll go ahead and purchase it. So I have not listened to it yet, but I'll check it out and see what happens. In the worst case, I'll give it to another person down the road there, right? So there's that. So something I did do, actually, or something that I am doing, I think I mentioned previously here, that I want to also get into the Bond single game. So I'm trying to buy all the Bond vinyl that I can find, if it's cheap enough and nice enough, whatever, right? Because I like the Bond series, especially the newest ones for sure, but also a fan of the 90s and kind of going back, and they're, varying degrees of good. And so he also had at Record High some of the Bond soundtracks. So got Diamonds Are Forever, pretty sick. It's really nice, very sick cover. And these are basically brand new because he cleans with the ultrasonic all of his records. So much like Mattress Mike at Ingroove. So he also does that. So this is for $10. And we came across a bunch of import stuff, Japanese import stuff. So there was like 5 or 6 different movies there, and the majority of them were all Japanese import. And this one is not. No, it is. This is a Japanese import. So that'll come into play here in a second. So it's a Japanese import with no obi, so that's why it was only $12 or $10 or whatever, right? The obi's ones were a little more expensive, so I passed on those, and I said, you know what? If I come to them later on the road and they're still there, it was meant to be, right? And then walking outside, and guy I was with, guy on the side of this podcast right now, was like, "Hey man, here you go, got him." F&A, Ty Brown. Appreciate that, sir. So, so these are the obi strips for Goldfinger. So here's the thing.
Yeah, we screwed up though.
Yeah, we did. Well, I don't know if we did. So this is the Dr. No obi strip on this. The reason why we know that is because we tried to look it up and nothing made sense because the obi was not on this picture, this cover art. And so I was, what the hell is going on? And then once a little more investigation, it's actually a German pressing, a German import of Goldfinger. And the guy obviously had all of these at once, and maybe he was a big Bond collector and he was cleaning them or going through them, or maybe the guy did it when he checked them all in. No idea, right? But because it doesn't say any English on here for the movie that it's associated with. I had to do the translator app, and it's Dr. No, and it's obviously a Japanese import. So it's a very weird kind of thing that happened here, but still brand new, basically, and awesome.
Yeah, and that one was there, Dr. No.
Yeah.
So next time we got to go back and get a check.
Yeah. So I wonder if, without like thinking about it like too hard, I wonder if the Dr. No that was there is probably $10 because it's missing the obi strip, because the obi strip's on this one. So we can go back there and get a cheaper copy of Dr. No. For that. So there's that. But he also got me From Russia with Love. This is the correct obi strip, so that's all good.
Yeah.
So this is the Japanese import. So these are 25 a piece. I think he said he gave you a deal. He gave 20 a piece.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that works out.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was awesome. And they're real nice, and they're all minty. These are some of the biggest Bond movies of all time, obviously. So to get them on the Japanese with obi strips, or at least one correct and one whatever, gonna do that all day. So very cool. So appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. No
next time we go back there, got to check for the other ones. So
yeah,
thank you. And then other stuff I have here. So I got 2 Amazons. So then after that we went to Zia Camelback and found Wireless. The Old Golden Age of Wireless by Thomas Dolby. Thomas Dolby, obviously the big deal in the 80s. Sublime with Science, and a lot of his stuff is really cool and kind of like, varying degrees of like popular to certain folks. And I know that. And I also recently watched Todd in the Shadows episode about Sublime with Science, and he played a lot of that stuff.
Nice.
And gave varying degrees of positive reviews. And this was only like $4, and it's pretty minty. Like, it looks messed up, but that's how it's supposed to look. It's pretty minty. So for like $4, $5, $6, whatever it was, I'll purchase and I'll take it up and see what's going on. And came in the plastic sleeve, and pretty fucking nice.
That's
capital pressing here. So someone took care of it. Someone liked it, and so appreciate you there. Whoever traded this one in, love it. And then the last 2 here are just some Amazon purchases that the Vinyl Deals page got me to finally do. So Neil Young, Citizen Kane Junior Blues. So this was $11 on a sale on Amazon. And for $11, it's a Neil Young official bootleg. It sounds as good as it's going to sound. It's actually recorded off of a tape recorder in the middle of the audience in the bottom line, I believe in New York, right? Bottom line. Yeah, it's New York. It's Greenwich Village. So somebody just had a tape recorder on the table and just recorded it. And Neil later took ownership of that tape, I guess, of that recording, and put it out. And so we're getting a lot of these. And again, they're varying degrees of like good stuff. This is cool for like historical purposes, because like there's a lot of people that just want to hear Neil in certain eras and stuff. And not that it's bad by any means, but there's definitely better bootleg recordings out there. But for what it is, it's fucking cool. So $11. I listened to this and it sounds fucking cool, but again, not as good as the other ones. Like audio wise, whatever. Neil sounds great, but the quality.
Yeah.
So last one, I've been meaning to buy this forever and ever and ever. Or at least the last like 5 years that it's been out there, and I finally just committed to it and did it because it was only on sale for like $21, and I was like, all right, I'll buy that all day.
Nice.
Nine Inch Nails Broken, the definitive edition. Finally got this. So it was like $22, I think it was, and that's pretty cheap because I think they're going for almost 30, 35 now at this point. So got a cool deal on that, and comes with the 7-inch, the accompanying 7-inch here. With the additional 2 songs, for which songs they are. I forget what they are, but they're on here. Also came with a whole new write-up.
That's cool.
From various people, Jason Pettigrew, and Trent's also the original press release document from Trent explaining the origins of the record at the time, and then just the other advertisement there. So pretty sick. And he goes into talking about how and why it got released, and the varying degrees of friction there were with the previous label, TBT Records, because this is the first release that came out on Interscope. So the story with this is he was working on it for TBT, but TBT Records already had Pretty Hate Machine, and the head of TBT told Trent that it was shit and, garbage and it wasn't good. And then it sold millions of copies, and he still treated Trent like garbage and still said it wasn't good. And so Trent was like, fuck this guy. But he also, I guess he was, because I read the whole thing, he was also questioning himself. He was like, maybe this guy knows more than I do, because he actually has a label and stuff. So maybe he is right. Maybe I'm not good. Maybe this is the shits, And so he lost confidence there. And then Jimmy Iovine, there's a documentary called the Defiant Ones. There you go. And Jimmy Iovine goes into it on there and talks about how he basically fell in love with Nine Inch Nails sound and thought Trent was a genius and everything else. And once he found out when he was starting up Interscope that TBT had Nine Inch Nails wrapped up in a major deal, Jimmy called him for every day for a year to try to get them out of that deal. And eventually, after a year of being pestered by Jimmy Iovine, there was a deal struck between the labels, and they were able to buy out them from the TBT Records, contract they had going on there. And the first thing that Trent did was hand deliver this to Interscope and say, here's an EP. It was already done. And he's like, I'm going to go work on my next record, because they didn't tour this or anything. So we're going to work a Downward Spiral. And here's this. So just don't fucking talk to me anymore and let me have my own label and my own stuff, and we're good. And that's what happened. So Broken came about as a spite record, basically, towards TBT, that went on to sell millions of copies and everything else. This is originally a 3-inch CD that came in the CD of this. And this is 7-inch now. And I forget what tracks are on here, but there's 3 tracks. It doesn't say on it. So it's totally blank.
Oh.
So it's,
even the label is?
Yeah, label's blank too. So it's
interesting.
Hold on, I know what the fuck. I've heard the songs before. It's I think it's Physical. What is it? It's Physical. It's what the fuck? Hold on. Let's see. You got it?
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Did you own that before?
This record?
Yeah.
Or this, no, I've never owned this. I own the CD, but I own the second. I don't own the first pressing because I don't have this 3-inch CD.
It's Suck is the A side, Physical is the B side.
Okay, there you go. So the 2 covers. So makes sense. So fucking A. Finally just bought it cheap enough, and I need to have it for years now, and I just never bought it because whatever reason I'm stupid. So there you go. Now it's Broken.
Was that in the that Amazon sale that was going on, or was that separately? Okay.
No, it was Amazon. So I got it maybe not the run that we were talking about initially. So I bought it about a week ago, and it just took a little time to get here. So the second round of sale we talked about, though, I saw that was the Neil Young came in. There was a ton of stuff that they put on sale for some reason. And not that I'm complaining by any means. That's sick. They put it all on sale. But there was so much that got put out, and I had to really think about what I wanted to do. And then, there's certain things that are happening here coming up, and so I'm like, I gotta make sure I have monies, so I can't really spend that much. So, Ty, from what I hear, invested a little bit more in Jeff Bezos' pocket than I did.
About a couple more things, not a ton from that. Okay. Yeah, I'll get going. I got a decent amount of stuff here. This is from over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
Something like that.
So let me do this. All right. First thing, we were talking about 7 inches before, so let's check it out. I'm not a big 7-inch guy. Don't buy them a lot. But this is something I would have bought, and Tyler picked this up for me. So Rush, Closer to the Heart, 7-inch. This is backed with Madrigal, and yeah, this is very cool. They did this for Record Store Day 2017. So this has been sitting out there a while. This is the part of the 40th anniversary for A Farewell to Kings, and obviously classic Rush song. Really cool. This has an adapter in there too. I won't take it out, but apparently Tyler was telling me the adapter is all screwed up and it's all off center, so you can't even use the 7-inch adapter, which I find really funny. But cool artwork. And yeah, obviously classic track. It'd be cool if it was a live version. It's kind of weird they just did like a, here's a single, here's the same song. But I'm not going to complain. Something I would have bought to add to the Rush collection. So very cool to have that. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. I would assume they would have done the live thing just because that's what you kind of do. But I don't know. Would you have preferred that to have the original artwork, or would you like the new artwork on there?
No, I like that new artwork that Who's done. Yeah, because Who's done all the anniversary stuff. So yeah, I've liked basically all of that. So
yeah.
The cool thing about that is Tyler actually, because he texted me one night, he was at Zia and at the one Zia, and I texted him an hour. He's like, do you want this or whatever? And I texted him an hour later, and I'm like, yeah, I would take it. And then he's like, I'm leaving right now. He was just in the parking lot. Yeah, and they were closing or whatever. But then he went back and picked it up for me, so I appreciate it. Synthwave band The Midnight, one of my most listened to artists the last couple years. They self-release all their vinyl, so I try to keep up on it because usually it gets pretty expensive. So I check the store every once in a while to see if they've done any reissues and stuff. And they had some stuff listed. So I got Nocturnal. And this is on a pretty nice blue.
Ooh, like that.
Pretty good there. Yeah, if you're into any type of retro synthwave, they're one of the biggest bands going on there. Crystallines a really cool song. River of Darkness is really cool. Light Years they do with Nikki Flores. She's on a lot of their stuff. Really cool. Great artwork too. They always have sick artwork. So, and there's the back.
Which record is that for them?
I think this is the second. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird discography because they have a lot of EPs. So this is actually one of those EPs, but this is the extended version of that. Endless Summer. And the other day it was one of those things where you look at something for a lot and then you finally realize what it is. So I didn't realize there was a woman right there until I got it on LP. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, okay. I never noticed on Spotify, a tiny JPEG, and then when you get it on LP,
that's fair.
This is a really cool record too. Sunset and Daytona are really cool songs. Jason is a really cool song about Friday the 13th. That's Nikki Flores sings on that song too. This is probably one of my most listened to that they have out there. And this one is also a pretty cool variant. It's a 2 LP.
Ooh. That perp.
Nice. Yeah, smoky purple. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Definitely an act I would like to see. I've never really seen anybody that's strictly like electronic. It's only two guys, so it'd be kind of a weird vibe. But I would definitely love to go see him. Anna enjoys them quite a bit too. So
yeah, I've only seen one band. I saw Tobacco. They opened up for Nine Inch Nails on the tour, on the last tour, the Cold Black and Infant tour, and it was exactly that way. And they had it was actually really gnarly. Like, this is very different, but they're also electronic, whatever. But they're a weirder avant-garde thing. So AKA not for my tastes. So they had a round screen that played all varying degrees of weirdo fucking commercials from like the 80s and 70s and 90s and like other weird like videos and so like that, and they would just play the music really really loud, and like just the stage show was obviously the show, like the movie or the lights and stuff, and not for me. That would be what you're describing would probably be a lot more enjoyable to see live than what I saw with Tobacco. But
yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean they do have some guitar, but a lot of it's all electronic drums and synth and stuff like that. So it'd be really weird. I don't think I've ever seen a band that didn't have a drummer, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably would be one of the few times, that's for sure.
Yeah. I've seen acoustic shows, obviously no drummer, but yeah, any show with a band has always had a drummer.
Yeah. Alrighty, change it up here a little bit. This is a newer band. They actually are in another band that I can't. The name escapes me. But I was watching Heavy Metallurgy, and they did a Swedish Melodeath episode, and they had these guys on, and Marty had them on to kind of promote the record and talk about Swedish Melodeath. So this is a band called Majesties, and they are from Minneapolis. And you know they had them on because this record is basically just Swedish Melodeath. So like when they said that perked my ears. So I instantly started streaming it right after the episode, and then I was like, yeah, I got to have this because it's that Swedish production and those guitar tones, and they really nailed it on this record. So I went to their Bandcamp, or $20 Spin. That's the label that put it out. I went to the $20 Spin Bandcamp and picked it up, and it was only like $20. So picked it up. Majesties. The record is called Vast Reaches Unclaimed, and absolutely fucking banger of an album. Cool artwork too. Really dig it. It's got that Swedish vibe, like a lot of those early In Flames, At the Gates, that type of stuff. And then this is on a really cool variant.
Ooh, I do like that, my friend.
Silver and red, very cool. Matches the cover really well. And then there's the back there. Got the guys, and very cool guys too. They were on the podcast. They did like a 4-hour podcast with them and just talked about Swedish Melodeath and influences and the bands they loved and why they decided to release this record, which is basically just a tribute to those bands. And this is kind of their side project. The name of their other band escapes me, but
I got three. Got three bands it could be. Antiverse, In Exorium, or Absequia. Obsequia.
Let me see here,
because that's what I got here from Metal Archives.
Yeah, Obsequia. Yeah, some of those guys. Yeah, and one of the guys is in Panopticon, which is on Marty, who does Heavy Metallurgy. I'm pretty sure Panopticon's on his label, so that's probably how he knows Tanner. Yeah. I believe Tanner is. There's two bald guys. Let's see the bald guy. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Really cool band. If you're into any type of Swedish Melodeath, definitely highly suggest you check it out because it is of the time. Let's just say, but it's not strictly just like a tribute act. Like they do some interesting shit with it too. But they definitely pay homage. the only thing I bought for myself at Record High, which again, check that store out. I had a blast going back there. We hadn't been there in years, and still a really cool store. The guy's really nice. It's a smaller shop, like Tyler said, but he always has good shit in there. Like he's buying good collections. Everything's nice, clean, decent prices too.
Oh yeah.
I picked up Gary Moore. This is live in Japan, Gary Moore. So yeah, this is really cool. Has the Obi as well.
Hell yeah.
So I was stoked. Yeah, it's rocking every night, Gary Moore live in Japan. So I was super stoked to find this with the Obi. Really getting into Gary Moore lately. Really clean copy lately. Really cool Virgin label too. Don't see that often.
Yeah, it's what year? 87, you said?
Yeah, I was trying to look. Copyright's not on here. And
I got you. Keep talking.
Not on the front. Yeah, but this is a great band. Ian Pace from Deep Purple plays on this. Neil Murray as well. So I'm gonna see Gary Moore. Really, really great guitar player. Love his tone. Love his playing.
83 in Japan, 86 in Europe. So that's 83 Japan.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So really cool. This is a decent price. $25. Oh, it says 83 right there. You put it on the sticker. So $25 for a really, really nice copy of this. I just try to buy any Gary Moore I see. He had another Gary Moore there, like one of his 90s, I think, live albums or something, and it was ridiculous amounts of money. So I didn't want to spend that.
Yeah. He also had some Rush shit that you wanted to buy too that you said no to. Yeah.
Yeah, he had some of the, we talked about it last episode on Vinyl Regrets. He had some of the 2015 remasters. Feedback, which is the covers record, which I don't really care about. I would buy it if they repressed it. And then they had Presto, which I can still buy OG copies of Presto. You're not into the 90s yet. So yeah, that's why I didn't spend the money. If he had like Counterparts or Roll the Bones or something, yeah, I would have walked out there with a lot of money spent. Picked this up at Zia at Camelback. Atlanta Miles. Black Velvet is the big song. I bought that because I love that song. I bought this, and it was a really clean copy. And this is what, like 89 or something, 88. So you're getting into CD territory. So yeah, this is Canadian. She's Canadian singer-songwriter and bluesy, very bluesy. Black Velvet was her biggest song by far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still haven't spun this, but I'm excited to listen to anything else and see if I like it. But I imagine I will.
Worst case, you got a really clean copy of that, and you got one song that really kills. So there you go.
Yeah. Next up, to kind of go with my Genesis collection, got Mike and the Mechanics. This is Mike Rutherford's band, with the hype sticker there, and this has The Living Years, which is by far their biggest song. Great track, really great video too. Yeah, this is Living Years. That's the name of the record too. Highly suggest this if you're into any type of Genesis. You've never heard this song, which is crazy because this is a giant song when it came out. But yeah, really cool album with hype. Got that at Z as well. This was like $10 or something.
Yeah, it was cheap as shit. Cheap enough where if you don't buy it, you just feel dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I love that song. I'm a big Genesis fan, so I collect the Genesis adjacent stuff, and yeah, I do dig that record too. There's other stuff I just haven't listened to in forever. Next up, picked up the Triumph reissue of Allied Forces. It's the 35th anniversary pressing. There's the hype on there. Yeah, got Magic Power and Fight the Good Fight. Those are the big singles on there. Trying to buy the Triumph when I find it nice. I've been looking for this reissue for quite a bit, and they finally got some copies in. So was excited to pick that up. Canadian trio, not named Rush. So there you go.
Yeah, the better one, some would say.
Wow.
The true Canadian heroes.
Yeah. Next up, finished off the Immortal. This is All Shall Fall. This is their last record before Abbott left the group, and it's like 2009, I think. Really dig this record. I loved it when it came out. came out, spun it a lot. I want to say it was like the end of high school, so listened to it a shit ton, and really enjoyed it. And the vinyl was hit or miss out of print, and there's a picture disc that's floating around that you can get real cheap, but I wasn't going to buy a picture disc. Actually, Zia Thunderbird had a copy for like 2 years.
Oh,
I don't want this. Yeah. So eventually this just came out, and this is a 2022 reissue. So I was super stoked to get this. I don't know if they're doing this because the new record comes out next month, but I have that pre-ordered too. So I am Immortal Complete right now. So it's very cool. Just on black vinyl. Really cool record. Really melodic death metal riff based. Yeah, great fucking band. Norwegian black metal.
Fucking Immortal, man.
Yep. These next few records are all going to be from a certain year because I want to do this episode eventually. So I was trying to look up like records that I like and would appreciate buying to add to the collection and also show for the episode. So I got quite a few things here for that, particularly all stuff I would own regardless. Got Gorguts, The Erosion of Sanity. This is on a transparent red vinyl. Gorguts is a Canadian death metal band from Montreal. Really technical. I really dig like their first like 3 records. Really good shit. This record's fucking awesome. So I had to get this. It was pretty cheap on Discogs. So like I was, if it's in like 20-25 bucks territory, I was like, yeah, that's good enough for me. Especially this stuff because it goes in and out of print and shit like that. So super excited to get this, and this is 93. So that might leave a hint to a future episode here on the channel. Yeah. And next up from 93, still haven't even opened this one yet. But Sepultura with Chaos AD. Yeah, this is the remastered edition. This one came out like 2017 is the copyright, so it's been out for a while. Still haven't opened it, still sealed. This has Refuse Resist, probably their biggest song. Not my favorite Sepultura record, but I do enjoy this record quite a bit. After this is Roots. Roots is about the last record I don't enjoy all of Roots, but I like it more than most people because a lot of people, that's when they went really new metal and really like Korn influenced and stuff. Yeah, they got different. Like there was nothing thrash or death metal about it. This record still has those elements, but you can see where they were headed. But I still enjoy KSAD quite a bit. So had to add that to the collection. And that's also 93. One more 93er. Rotting Christ. Thy Mighty Contract. This is, if I remember right, their first album. Rotting Christ is a Greek black metal band. So they were basically going on during that Norwegian black metal time, but they're from Greece. Really heavy, raw, more raw than the Norwegian stuff. I really enjoy Rotting Christ. I enjoy all the recent albums too. They're really symphonic and epic. They have a lot of production on the records, and they've gone in a different direction for sure. But the early stuff is great too. I picked this up, and this was cheap. It was like $20 at one of the reissues.
Nice. So, is that a goat on the front there?
Still have not opened it. Yes, I can't believe you caught that. Yeah.
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 Well, I either thought it was on the cross, Christ on the cross, or okay. Goat. Yeah, the eyes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool band. 2 brothers. Probably pronouncing this wrong. It's Themis and Themis. I can't remember. I know it's Themis, and I can't remember the other brother's name, but they're basically the main guys in the band. So
Tom and Greg.
Yeah, Tom and Greg. Dan and John.
Yeah.
I think it's another T. Anyway. And the last one for 93, Candlebox.
Ooh, wow. Music on vinyl. Look at you.
Yeah, this is still on Amazon. And it wasn't a part of that sale, but it was marked down to it was less than 30. I want to say it was 25.
Wow. All right.
So
those are $4 bills all day.
Yeah. I think it was originally 35, and I want to say it was like 28 or something. So I got this in like probably like 3 weeks ago, and when I started going through the 93 list, and I really enjoy this record quite a bit. Far Behind, I really enjoy Far Behind a lot. That was the big single on here. Change is a cool song. Use a cool song. Cover Me is a really cool song. Second wave grunge, they get a lot of shit because they came in like, this is 93, their records, so they were kind of on the back end. They are from Seattle, but they're kind of one of those label bands where they like immediately got signed. So and this is on Warner, so I'm assuming they were on Warner back then too. So they like immediately got signed, and because of obviously the big boom period. But I really enjoy this record. Probably the only record I really like of theirs. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick that up for a good decent price, and eventually talk about it during the 1993 episode.
Boom. No big deal.
All right, you got a few more, and then just a couple box sets I got. This one I finally pulled the fucking trigger on, just because it's one of my favorite records ever, and I didn't own it. So, Fear Factory, Demanufacture. This is the Run Out Groove pressing that they did 3 years ago, I want to say. And I follow the price on Discogs quite a bit. Usually it's 70 plus, and somebody had it on there for like 50 shipped.
Ooh.
So I pulled the trigger, and it came very nice. The guy said he only played it once, and I believe it. I would open it, but it's a tri gatefold 3 LP, so it's tight, and it's kind of unruly. Don't know anything about Fear Factory. Basically industrial metal. They started as a death metal band and then got more like Nine Inch Nails influenced on this. And this record is basically like the Terminator soundtrack without being associated to Terminator. So that's that's the best way I could put it. They have like Terminator samples and shit in it. And this is cool too because it includes Live at Ozfest '96. So it includes in a few songs from that tour.
Is that 96? So, that record itself?
This is 95, if I remember right. Yes, 95.
Okay.
And this was 2021. So, and originals for this are ridiculous.
It has Terminator sounds on it.
Yes, just listen to it. Just listen to I think the first track, Demanufacture, has like it's got the. You'll know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know
were they on, or are they on Universal? Is Universal T2?
Yeah, they're a Roadrunner. They're a Roadrunner.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, I wonder how that was. I wonder if it was an easy negotiation for the.
I don't think they're like samples, but they just recreate them. I don't think they directly rip them from the film.
Okay.
But they definitely recreate it to where it sounds almost exactly alike.
Okay.
And this record is very much like about technology and shit taking over humanity, and
so it's a fitting,
AI and stuff. So yeah, it's very relevant to today. And this was they did it. Run Out Groove did it, and I missed it. And then I was like, damn it. There is a misprint of this where I think I was looking on Discog. I can't remember who it is, but it's a different band. It's a different act entirely, like side 3. It's a totally different band. So that's like my one of my really big purchases over the last month. And I probably wouldn't have spent the money, but I'm like, I don't know how much I don't know if they're gonna reissue that. Honestly, it's probably just gonna have to go through Run Out Groove again. So, let's do this one. Enslaved's new album, Heimdall. Finally got it. I listened to this at first, and I was like, man, I don't really like it. I was like, it's not bad. It's Enslaved. They're fucking great. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to buy it or not. And then I listened to it one night on headphones, and oh yeah, this record fucking slays. And that's what it took, because the first time I listened to it was when it dropped, the day it dropped on Spotify, and I listened to it in the truck, and I really wasn't listening to it. And Enslave's a band you have to sit down and listen to. It's not fucking background music. So, you know, I sat down one night, was just at the computer browsing and reading shit, and then put it on Cubase, high res, put the headphones on, was fucking amazed with it. Really fucking great record. These guys can do no wrong. Norwegian, started out as a Norwegian black metal band. This is way more Viking themed, progressive rock metal. Very.
That cover art's fucking sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just the black variant, but the the cover art is beautiful. And them on the back, and then there's the gatefold.
Ooh.
And if you are, you know, if you're into Enslaved, this is right up your alley. It just took like 3 listens for me to really go like, yeah, this is really good. So was definitely stoked to finally get that, because our stores didn't get it right away. It came like a couple weeks later. I could have ordered it online on the web store and stuff, but like Amazon didn't get any copies. Zia didn't get any copies for like 3 weeks after the fact.
Alrighty, also, real quick, I looked up the Fear Factory. It's the side 3 is Wu-Tang Forever.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes. That is a quite a misprint there.
Yeah. I got these from Discogs because I was like, oh shit, this is kind of back in print, and I've been following the price. Decade of Aggression, Slayer live, really cool live album. Early 90s, great prime fucking Slayer. So yeah, I had to pick this up because this was going in and out of print, and the price would hover, and I'm like, dude, I'm not spending I'm spending $100 for this, you know. And so this just came out and it was like $35. I'm like, yep.
And then question, because did you end up buying that CD box set or that CD set for that, or no? Okay,
yeah.
So I meant to ask you, because when we bought that, the CD set was still the big double bin CD set. Was there anything in there, anything extra? Because it was so light. Was there a real booklet and stuff like that? It was just the 2 CDs. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a brand new reissue, and it was $10, so it wasn't like a lot of money. But yeah, there's no booklet. There's nothing in there. It's just the 2 CDs in there. So
it felt lighter than what like a normal CD felt like. It was like so weird. Yeah. Why is it so light? There's nothing in here, because there was nothing in there.
Yeah. And then Rain and Blood 2 is $20, and I'm like, I need a new copy. And they don't show up in the stores ever, so I'm like, I'll just buy it.
I don't understand why that's not in press like everything else is. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it just got dropped again with everything else, so like it's weird. And then our stores just don't order them. I don't know, or they immediately fucking sell out of the shit. I have no idea. Yeah. But yeah, so Rain and Blood, obviously fucking classic.
Have you ever? I've done it a couple of times. Have you ever had them order you stuff?
Oh, Zia? No. Yeah. No, I've never tried.
I've had it done a couple times. Because I just asked to see if anybody else has it, and they go, "Do you want me to order it for you? I could do that from our distributors and this and that, whatever." Right? So in the event that you don't want to, if you can't find it on Amazon or you don't want to pay shipping, maybe like inquire, I guess, and see.
So yeah, I guess you don't have to pay shipping, right?
Yeah, I just paid the whatever. Yeah, just the price.
So that would be the benefit of doing that. Yeah,
be a big benefit of doing it. Yeah, I mean, you don't. I mean, it could be cheaper still on Amazon, I guess, depending on what you're talking about. But if anybody in a web store or whatever that charging you shipping, then yeah, it's
I got those on Discogs, and the seller I think shipped it for free because it was for both records, so it wasn't too hateful. Yeah, because even on Amazon, the shit goes up and down. Like it's real weird. My last Discogs purchase, because I've been tired of freaking looking for this. And I used to own this before I sold the collection, and I wanted to own an original copy again and not the reissue. And that's Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits.
There you go. Nice. Hell yeah.
So I found a nice copy listed on Discogs for a decent price, and it came with the hype sticker.
That is awesome. And Tower Records. Yeah, $8.
And the seller was very cool. He listed all that stuff, and it came really nice. It's a really clean copy, and Tyler will love this. All this is embossed, so
hell yeah.
I don't think the reissue is embossed too. That was another reason why. But yeah, this is a great fucking album. Obviously, it's all the songs you want to hear, and as long as you follow is the song that they did for this. They did No Questions Asked, and As Long as You Follow, and I absolutely love As Long as You Follow. Like, it's a great Fleetwood Mac song.
What year is that, Ty? Is that 87?
Yeah, it's like 88.
88. Okay, yeah. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
So were they never? Go on.
You don't see a lot of OG copies at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've only seen the one that you bought way back when.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it really since then. Were they doing stuff back then or no? Like doing a lot of stuff or no? 87, 88.
I can't remember when Tango in the Night came out. I think Tango in the Night came out like a few years before that. I think it's like 85 or something.
So they were still together technically, I guess, at that point.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Here's my Amazon. Oh, funny part about that, actually, real quick, is the seller. The seller. I opened the box, and I'm like, "Oh shit, dude! What did you send me?" So I pulled this out. I didn't order these. He used these as buffers, but I didn't know that at first. So I appreciated that. He boxed it up really well, used these as buffers. So I appreciate it after the fact. But I saw the back of Black Sabbath Volume 4.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, did I order Volume 4? I'm like, what the fuck? Because that would be something I would order. But this is an F. This like isn't even a fair. Like this is It's the record is absolutely thrashed. The LP looks just as bad. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then I pulled this off, and I'm like, oh, it's the fucking Fleetwood Mac. And then it was backed with Seeger Against the Wind, actually trash. So, I guess I just feel weird throwing shit away. But
yeah, it does feel weird.
All right, so I'll do these real quick before I get in my Amazon. I did forget about these. Gary Moore got a cassette here, After Hours. This is 90, I think like 91, 92 album. So very cool. Getting way more bluesy type of stuff in this era. And then picked up a couple cassettes, VHS cassettes, and got Rush, Grace Under Pressure Tour.
Hell yeah.
So very cool there. This is a really nice copy of that. And then picked up Rush, Exit Stage Left. This fucker is still sealed.
It's boxed. It's weird.
It's boxed. Yeah. And it is still steel. It is still sealed, which I was really stoked about. Obviously.
$8, maybe $9.
I think this is like 9 or something, and this is like 5.
Yeah. No reason not to get that.
My big purchase there, which I was super stoked about, was this bootleg, which don't buy bootlegs a lot, but this is one of my favorite bands of all time. So Typo Negative, We Suck. This is a 95, if I remember right, German bootleg. It's only ever been done once. There is a YouTube rip of it, which I did listen to, and it's a cool show. I'm excited to spin this to see if it sounds any better than the YouTube rip, though. This is recorded live at Roxy Music Hall in New York, March 26, 1993. So you're getting some early Typo Negative. I don't know why I said it like that. You're getting some early Typo. And yeah, I was just going to say Typo, and then I had the negative on. But you're getting some early Typo, and you're even getting like Jesus Hitler, which is Carnivore stuff. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you get Black Sabbath as well. So they do a cover. And the reason I bought this is because Zia had it listed as water damaged. Yes. And it is water damaged, but it's not terrible. And the CD is mint. And it was like $30. And then I looked it up on Discogs. There was one on Discogs that a guy wanted like 75 for. Yeah, and then there was one. Yeah, there was one listing on eBay for like 60 plus shipping. So I'm like, yeah, I'll buy this for $30. It's really, really cool. So, all right, do my Amazon pickups real quick. Whitesnake, come and get it. This was on sale. Wasn't as low as I would liked it. It was still like $25, but I haven't opened it, but the variant looks really, really cool. And just a sick fucking record. You don't see a lot of clean Whitesnake anymore, OG copies, and absolutely sick fucking album cover. So had to pick that up.
Very into it.
This was like in the $11 range. This is one of the deep discounts. Finally got ABBA's new album Voyage. This record is not my favorite, but I did enjoy it enough to spend $11 on it. Yeah. So there you go. And there's no variant. They had tons of variants of this. They had Target and Walmart and all that shit. But this is just a regular copy. And then let's see. This was also in the $11 range. And this is Mastodon Medium Rarities. So this is like B-sides, demos, live cuts, shit like that. This is actually the pink variant, which I didn't know I was getting the pink one. So I was like, oh, that's cool. That was just black. So yeah, this is really cool. It's got some covers on here too. It's got Orion. So they do a cover of Orion, the Metallica track. A lot of instrumentals, live stuff. Got some soundtrack songs on here. So very cool to deep dive into Mastodon. And I probably would have never bought this at like the $30. So $11 can't beat it.
That's a double LP, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is.
Hell yeah.
And then got two more things, then we were done. Motorhead Sacrifice. This is 20. This is their 95 record. So I bought all the Motorhead box sets. You can see that in the last vinyl haul, most of them. There's one more I didn't buy that I found out later. But it's the No Sleep Till Hammersmith, the live record, which I'll probably buy, but I'll just wait. So I'm like, well, now I'm on a Motorhead binge. I gotta catch them all. So I really enjoy most Motorhead shit. So like anytime you put a Motorhead, like it is what it's kind of like AC/DC, like what you're getting into. So yeah, this is 95. This is a 4-piece lineup. So this is the kind of weird era with the 4-piece, but because Motorhead's mostly a 3-piece throughout most of their history. So cool album cover too. Haven't opened this yet, but this is on a orange. So excited to look at that. The absolute stoked purchase was the $60 Technical Ecstasy Super Deluxe.
Crazy.
I've been in the box set kick lately, and this is half off. So for $60, I was like, yeah. Unfortunately, none of the other ones were marked down because this is like probably the one I would buy the least. I do enjoy this record, but like out of all the other box sets, like this is the one that. Damn it. But I was like $60, you can't pass it. You're going to spend $30 on just a reissue. You're going to spend $40-$50 on an OG now. So I was absolutely stoked to get this. This is 5 LP. Or 4 LP, excuse me. No, 5 LP. But you get Technical Ecstasy, the 2021 remaster. You get the LP2 is a new mix. LP3 is outtakes and alternative mixes. LP4 and LP5 are live tracks from 76, 77. So from that era.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't opened this yet. There will be an unboxing of this on the channel.
I was going to ask, yeah.
That's me the shit. And then the last thing I bought, this was at the beginning of last month. And this went down to a price I was comfortable in paying. It was like $120. And I have the regular deluxe, but I bought the super deluxe of Rush Moving Pictures.
Hell yeah.
And this thing is a behemoth. I did open it, but I will do an unboxing. I'm not going to pull everything out. This has the drumsticks and the diecast car and replica picks and lyric sheets and tour posters. This has the Blu-ray too, which I'm stoked about because my set doesn't have that. So that is, you get all that extra shit plus that and the CDs, which my set didn't have. So for like $120, it's like, yep, I'm in. So I've got the Rush box set itch. So
there you go.
Yeah. So look for an unboxing.
I'm stoked to see that car
for that. Yeah, it's cool. It's like it's bigger than a Matchbox car, but it's the red Barchetta from the song. Red Barchetta, and yeah, like I said, you get replica picks. They're like iron. They're like cast iron metal picks with Geddy and Alex's signatures on, and then you get replica drumsticks with Neil's signature on. Then you get lyric sheets too. You get the tour program. There's a poster in here. There's a ton of shit in here. It's awesome. A really sick box set. So for 120, I was like, I'm in, because this shit, this especially, it's their biggest record. This is just going to get more expensive as it gets out of print. So
was it $1 or was it $2? $1.90?
I think it was like 220.
Okay,
it's like $100 off.
Yeah,
might have been more than that actually. Yeah, I think it was like 220. So
that's a killer deal.
So yeah, that's it. We did it in about an hour. That's not bad.
Boom. No big deal.
Right. Ran through it, baby. So that is it, guys. That is the vinyl haul for the last probably month or so. So if you guys like this type of stuff, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. We appreciate any and all support here on the Living Deadwax channel. But we'll be coming back with you with main topics, so check those out. We got unboxings. We do shorts too. I do shorts sometimes. They're like our most viewed thing. Do shorts at shows whenever I go to shows. So check us out. Leave a like and subscribe. We'd appreciate it, guys. And we'll see you next time here on Vinyl Haul. Peace.